Hey there, friends. So the plan was to compare the LR Baggs Voiceprint to the NUX Optima Air. This one, if you've seen it before, you know, you record your own IRs, basically your own voice print of your guitar in, and then you can tweak it and you can EQ it, which is kind of a cool idea. And I really, I was like, wow, I got to try this. So I picked one up used. I bought a new Optima Air new. I've had it before. I don't really know why I sold it, especially after you hear what I did with it, because I didn't even import my own IRs yet, and I got it sounding really good. The Voiceprint DI by LR Baggs, and I love LR Baggs. I've got LR Baggs pickups in my guitars. Yeah. So what's a little disappointing, though, is I had a really hard time getting it to sync to the app. I downloaded the app on two different devices, one Apple, one Android. It wouldn't sync with the Android at all. I tried everything. I went to their website and did the troubleshooting and all that stuff. Okay, it's fine. It did sync to the Apple device until I updated the firmware, and then it wouldn't sync anymore. So I'm telling you all this because I'm basically stuck with the voice prints that are in it, and I still want to do a comparison, so we're going to hear those. Whoever had this before me made a few voice prints. They're not bad. They don't suit this guitar, in my opinion, and I was able to get something really great on the Optima Air, which you'll hear in a few minutes, without doing anything really special. So let's see what we got. This is a D28 voice print that's already on here. So somebody had a D28, made a voice print. So here we go. And the voice is 100%, meaning it's 100% of the voice print that they made. There's no mix of DI and voice print. All right, so let's try a couple others. This is an F40. I assume it's a Guild F40, maybe? Maybe? The other thing is that I have to dime the volume on the voice print to match it to anywhere close of what the Optima Air can do. So that's another thing to look out for. All right, next one. J200 number 1. J200 number 2, because there's 2 in here. All right, and then back to D28. So there's a different volume in when these tone prints were made. The D28 is not as hot as the J200, and the first J200 is way hotter than the second one. The hottest is the F40, and the important note is that I've got the volume dimed on this, and I've got it pretty high up on my DAW interface to match what the Optima Air can do. So that's pretty weird. And I can't get into the app. I could EQ these to match what I want, but again, I can't get into the app. I've tried and tried and tried for hours. I don't know. I mean, it's a great idea. It would be better if the other problem is if I had a cable, maybe. So there's a different micro USB to go into here than what would go into the Lightning into my Apple device. And then, of course, it's different from what goes into my Android. I'm probably pretty sure I could probably find a cable to go from here to my Android, but it'd be easier just to Bluetooth it, but that ain't happening. So I can't tweak these. I apologize, that's what it is. Let's dig into the NUX Optima Air. So the NUX Optima Air, I created my own little preset, and this is what it sounds like. I think what I ended up with was their J45 IR. I think that's what you're going to hear is their J45 IR with a DPA 4011 microphone, and then the rest are these settings on the preamp side of it, the EQ preamp side. And I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. So I will play around more. Oh, I should note that this is pretty funny. So I updated the firmware on the Optima Air, and after I updated the firmware there, the app wasn't connecting, or it said it wasn't connecting, but when I moved the dials, they were moving on the app. I think there were probably certain aspects of the app that I wasn't getting access to, but at least it was working, and I was able to change IRs, at least their IRs. I wasn't able to load my own. That might be where it wasn't connecting, but you could see the dials moving, so it was semi-connected, and this is what I came up with. So here you go. Now I should add that, again, you saw where the dials are. The gain is at noon, the IR level is like 2 o'clock, and I need half as much gain on my interface to get this to a really good level on my DAW. So, like I said, half as much gain as the Voiceprint DI. I'm pretty impressed. Both of these devices have effects loops, which are super cool because I plan to run effects in the loops. The reverb on the Optima Air isn't bad. I wouldn't turn it up all the way. That had sort of like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a little drifty, cloudy, even though it's supposed to be like roomy hall type thing. But at like, 9 o'clock, it sounded really good. Like right about where it should be. You don't want too much room on your acoustic anyway, right? And so the effects loops is really cool. On the Optima Air, I found, I'm playing through a piezo, so the piezo presets sounded better to me. The Taylor 814, which is a grand auditorium, which is the same size as this, sounded really good. But the J45 with the DPA 4011 microphone was tremendous. The Collings IR, that's right before the J45 in their drop-down menu, was fantastic too. Could have gone either way, but the J45 worked great. And which is ironic because I've been using a J45 in the HX Stomp and my Quad Cortex. But if I wanted to match the body size and everything a little more accurately, the Taylor 814 would have worked. The Taylor 314 sounded good, and I'm not a Taylor fan. But they were a little snappier than the J45, so that's why I went with the J45. So I'm really impressed. I wish I could have been able to dig into the tone, the voice print a little more, because I think it has potential. I had planned to record a voice print of my own using a microphone and not using a device. I was going to plug in a real microphone into an interface and then go into the device to record it. I may still try that, but without access to the EQ and the saving functions and everything else, I don't see what the point would be for me. It might work for you. It's a really great idea. Again, it's a really great idea. Nothing against LR bags. It's just not working for me. We'll see if we can do a little bit more on acoustic preamp IR stuff, because I'm really disappointed, as I'm sure you are, in the marketplace. And we're going to keep pressing to get better products out there. All right? So take care.